I am not a prize to be won. Hi everyone, it's Jessica Kalil, and today I am doing, you guessed it, a Princess Jasmine makeup look. I am so excited. I love Princess Jasmine. This is actually my Halloween costume from last Halloween. Me and my husband dressed up as Princess Jasmine and Aladdin, and we had such a blast. So I thought I'd recreate this look for two reasons, because I love Princess Jasmine, and my second reason, they are making the live action film Aladdin. So similar to what they did with Cinderella and what they did with Beauty and the Beast, they are doing it for Aladdin, and I am so excited because I can't wait to watch it. So hopefully for those of you out there who are interested in this makeup look, or maybe even want to recreate it so that you can do an audition for this movie, maybe this will help you out. So if you like what you see, just keep on watching. Okay, here we are with the bare face, and we're gonna get started with a little bit of moisturizer and oil. I'm picking up this Tatcha Camelia Beauty Oil. I'm new to using beauty oil, so I'm just going to use a little, but it's still so much fun to use. There's like a little gold flecks in it. To continue moisturizing, I am picking up Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream and going ahead and moisturizing this face even more. I like to use a Q-tip whenever I'm dipping into facial moisturizers, so that way I don't get the oils from my hands into the actual jar, and it keeps it a little bit more sanitary. I'm going to go in with the NYX Angel Veil Primer. NYX Professional Makeup sent me this along with a ton of other makeup because I got into the Face Awards, which is a makeup competition, and I'm so excited about it because they sent me a bunch of stuff. I never got any free stuff before in the mail, makeup wise, or through YouTube, so I'm super excited about it. I'm actually using a lot of stuff from the sponsors and from NYX Professional Makeup themselves, mixed in with a lot of stuff that I already have. So the Angel Veil is such a holy grail for so many people, and I just got this a couple of weeks ago, so I'm just kind of getting into it and really enjoying it. But I can already tell why so many people love it, and it's super affordable too. You can get it at the drugstore or obviously at the NYX store. Another thing that I got sent in the mail was this Clarisonic, thank you so much Clarisonic, and this awesome makeup brush. Now I've been hearing so many people rave about it, that it is so awesome, so I'm very curious to try it out. This will be my first time trying it in a makeup application, so I'll get to see the first results, and so will you. The foundation I'm going to use is my favorite foundation from MAC. It is the Face and Body Studio Foundation in shade C5. Sometimes I'm different shades. It just depends on what type of the year it is. It's hot and it's summer here in Texas. Alright, I finished using the Clarisonic Mia 2 to finish all of my foundation, and it looks pretty good. Now moving on to concealer. Using this NYX Studio Finish Concealer in the shade Nutmeg to Contour. So I know it's a concealer, but I'm using it to contour. That's always a trick you can use. And I'm referencing this picture of Princess Jasmine here I just found on Google. I'm going through a couple of them just to kind of make sure that we're keeping everything consistent. In some pictures she has blush, and others she doesn't. I think we'll go with a very light blush. But as far as everything else, she has very prominent cheekbones, a really tiny nose at the tip, a nice slim chin. Okay, so I normally would contour for myself right here above where my actual natural contour line, I guess, would start, and my shadow under my cheekbones. But for Princess Jasmine, I'm going to start up a little bit higher, maybe here, and then come in. By shading the back of my jawbone, it's going to actually make my face appear slimmer, slender, and a little bit more pointed. So by adding the contour around the top of my forehead, it's going to bring everything in smaller, and then I'll have a smaller forehead. Let's get to blending. You know what? Instead of using a beauty blender, let's go back into our Clarisonic brush and see if that does the trick. I hope it does. Let's see. Seems to be working. Now I know this contour shade is a lot warmer than you would think, and that would work, but I'm going to layer up a bunch of powder and darker contour powder, so it's going to work, I promise. It's just going to be the undertone. Okay, now that we've totally created different shadows than my natural, and I know the shade of the contour is a little bit warmer than we would have hoped for, we're gonna build layer and layer on top of each other so that it's going to work and it's going to blend. You gotta trust me on this. I had to trust myself once. Now I'm going into some highlighting and contouring with this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm in the shade Light Neutral. Her nose doesn't protrude a lot here. It kind of is like a straight angle, maybe slightly arched, maybe slightly curved, but not too much. So I'm gonna try to keep all of this as much of on the same plane as possible. Top of the lip, and then try to make an itty bitty slender chin. Right now, to blend this out, this kind of scares me a little bit because concealer, if you get it too much over the place, it can mess up the whole look, but I'm going to trust this Mia 2 and see if it will blend all my worries away. Well, that is a pretty smooth blend between the contour and the concealer. Okay, now that I have my beauty blender, I'm going to go in and gently tap under my eye, around my nose, above my lip, and get all those hard to reach areas nice and blended. Now that we are concealed and blended, I am hopping into this setting powder, and it is translucent and it's by Kat Von D and it's called Lock It. And I'm using this Real Technique setting brush. Then to set the rest of my face, I'm picking up this Real Techniques powder brush. I'm just gonna dip it in and sweep this all over the rest of my face. Okay, now that I have powdered beyond belief and my hair is starting to look gray because I put so much powder on my face, we are ready to move on to more powder, to the foundation powder. So I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Finish, and it's just a skin perfecting micro powder in the shade 2, which is medium. And I'm just going to brush that all over my face to bring a little bit more life back into my skin tone, especially after we just put all that translucent powder on. Okay, now to add even further highlight, I'm going into the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette, and I am going to play with this banana shade right here. So it's the second to last one in the first row. I might dip into this, but for now I'm going to go into this. I know it's lots of powder, but that's what creates that like smooth finish. Smooth Disney princess finish. You never want to go in with too much of a warm, dark contour shade because it's easier to add more on than take some off. So be super careful with that. And this is a BH Cosmetics brush. They're not really called anything, but this is again from the Pink Polka Dot collection, if you couldn't tell. I really like these brushes. So wherever I place the cream contour, I'm going to go back over with the bronze. I'm kind of creating this kind of U shape. I normally wouldn't do that as fierce, but because we are doing the Disney Princess and Jasmine, I'm trying to create a rounder upper portion of my face. Now I am creating the illusion of a smaller forehead. Challenge: create that nose on a person. Let's see if we can do it. So she has less of a point and more of like a rounded. So let's play with shapes and shading. I'm going to bring some shadow in from the eye, under the eye. Putting a little bit of contouring under my nose so that it lifts it and it's like a play with light. It's like you're playing with light and shadows. So it upturns your nose just a little bit, which is what she has. I'm also going to highlight right under here so it looks less of that there's an arch coming out and more like my forehead's pulled a little bit forward, so it's kind of all on one plane. Now I'm going to take some more of that taupey color and put it around my lips because she does have larger lips than I do. So I'm going to add a little bit of shading underneath to make my lips appear a little bit bigger. Bottom lip is very rounded. And we'll add some on the top too. Hopefully this all will make sense. So they're pretty thick eyebrows and very arched and pretty much kind of one thickness or an even thickness. So they're a little bit more pulled apart than mine are. So I'm going to try not to color them in so far in. So let's see what happens. So I did one eyebrow already. I'm using this Morphe brush that is a dual-ended. There's no number on it, but it has the spoolie on one side and then the angled brow brush on the other side. Normally I shade all the way in here and make this very feathery, but instead I'm going to cut it off a little bit shorter. Going to add a little bit of blush at this point, and this is the Tarte Amazon Clay 12-hour brush in the shade Seduce. It's not a super bright pink, it's very like a neutral kind of dusty rose pink, but I really like it. So she appears to have black eyeliner completely around her eyes and then a very thick kind of stubbier wing. So it's not super long, but it's definitely there. She has a highlight under her brow bone, and then she has some neutral beiges, transition color, brown eye going on. Let's call it a copper eye. For the eyeshadow look, I'm going to start with the Tartelette in Bloom by Tarte palette. And we'll go ahead, this is clearly one of my faves, and we'll go ahead and start with Flower Child under the brow bone and all over the eye, and then we'll go into some of these transition shades, maybe Smarty Pants and Jet Setter. I'm gonna start off by going in Smarty Pants, and then we'll build that color a little deeper as we go along. Now I'm going into Jet Setter, which is the shade above Smarty Pants. I'm trying to create a very rounded / almond eye shape. And I'm hopping into this little ViseArt palette. And these are some really pretty shades. And then I'm going to go use some of this on my lid and maybe even some of this copper. I'm switching brushes to the MAC 217. I'm picking up this MAC 219 brush, and it's a little pencil brush. So I'm going to take the same color I put over my lid in the ViseArt palette, and I'm going to brush that along the bottom. And this technique, it should make my eyes appear a little bigger. Now to make the whites of my eyes even bigger, I'm going to go in with this NYX Faux Whites Liner, and it actually has like a pink hue to it, and the shade name is called Linen. That we have our eyes blocked out, I think it's time to go in with some liquid eyeliner. This is kind of a scary part because I feel like her entire look lies within the eyeliner. So let's cross our fingers and let's do it. Alright, moving on to eyeliner, I am using this eye definer pen by Tom Ford. It has two brushes, a brush bristle side and then a felt tip side that's a little bit smaller for more like precise lining. Okay, now that we have the eyeliner situated, let's hop over to mascara, and I'm just going into L'Oreal's Voluminous Mascara. I'm just gonna load on here and then pop on some eyelashes. Eyelash glue I am using is called Callus, and this is a black eyelash glue. It also comes in an iridescent. This eyelash glue is so bomb, and I always use it. I love it so much, and it makes your eyelashes stay all night long. Okay, to recreate the shapes of Princess Jasmine's lips, we're going in with Charlotte Tilbury's lip liner, and this is Lip Cheat in the shade Pillowtalk. So this is just to really outline the shape and get it locked down. So her lips do come in a little bit, but then the line out is pretty much even. It's not like a big taper down, it's pretty much straight across here, skinny on the sides, and a bigger lip like right in the middle. So I'm going a little bit higher on the sides of my lips, staying the same in the middle but higher on the sides. And it's rounded at the bottom as opposed to squared off. Okay, so we have shade Revolve Around Me and Pink Dusk. I'm gonna layer these on top of each other and see how that turns out. I'm gonna go in and highlight the center of the lip. Okay, to highlight even more the center, I'm going into this Tarte lip shade, which is Pink Lemonade. It's very fair. I'm gonna just highlight right in the middle. Okay, I will be right back. I'm gonna go pop my wig on, my costume, put everything on so that you could see, and I hope you guys enjoy. So sit tight and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I just got in my Princess Jasmine costume and I love it oh so much. I feel so cute and awesome and so super Disney. But one thing I noticed is that I think this Jasmine needs a little bit more lip color, so I'm going to change the lip color. I'm going to draw on a little bit of hairs right here so that my wig doesn't look so like stark, like duh, you're wearing a wig. And then maybe a little bit more blush. I feel like we need a little bit more color. So let's get to it. Alright, to try a second look on my lips, I am hopping into this Rimmel lip liner in the shade Cafe au Lait. I'm going to outline my lip the same way I did the last time. Let's go into the Kylie lipstick, Cocoa by Kylie, and this is in the shade Khlo Money. How appropriate for Princess Jasmine. I'm picking up the shade Smoke Show to go ahead and fill in a little bit of my hairline so it's not so obvious that I have this wig going on. I'm going to pull it back just a hair. And then maybe even a little bit of highlight. I wasn't going to add highlight, but now I feel like the time has come where it's okay to add some highlight on this look. So I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury, what is this called again? Film Star Bronze and Glow. And I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills A23 highlight brush. And I am just going to highlight my collarbone, my shoulders, and to highlight the face or not to highlight the face? It's too little tiny. Like not too much. She can't be too highlighted because I don't think she's wearing highlight in the movie. But maybe a little bit won't hurt. Yeah, I don't think it hurt the look. You can tell me in the comments below if it did. Alright, that wraps up this little tutorial. I hope you guys had such a blast. Princess Jasmine is my all-time favorite Disney princess, and I'm so happy that you played along with me and let me dress up like her and sing one of her songs. So thank you so much. Again, my name is Jessica Kalil. If this is your first time watching me, please do me a favor and subscribe. I like to put out a lot of fun stuff. I do special effects makeup, and I want to do some more singing stuff, so we'll see how that rolls out. So please subscribe, like this video, comment below, give me some ideas on other looks that I can do or some inspiration. And thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'm sending love from my home to yours. Bye guys, thank you so much.